What would happen if one day everything you believe is unshakable? Money, power, technology, reputation, even time itself, suddenly became meaningless. What if there comes a day when no one can buy another minute to fix their mistakes? No one can hide in the darkness to escape their past, and no one can use status or influence to alter the final outcome. A day when everything humanity has built over thousands of years must stop and face the truth. It sounds like science fiction, but more than 2,000 years ago, a prophecy recorded in the Bible spoke about that very day, the day when Jesus Christ will return. Not quietly, not symbolically, but as a reality so undeniable that every human heart will be forced to confront it. In Matthew chapter 24, when the disciples asked Jesus, "When will these things happen? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age?" He did not give them a date or a timeline. Instead, he described a world that would gradually begin to unravel from within. A world where wars are no longer rare events, but constant headlines. Nations rise against nations. Famines spread across regions. Earthquakes shake cities without warning. False prophets emerge, convincing many, and most chilling of all, the love of many will grow cold. That statement may be the most terrifying of all, not because of collapsing buildings or global disasters, but because it describes the collapse of something invisible, the human conscience. A world still functioning, still trading, still innovating, but slowly losing compassion. Jesus called these signs the beginning of birth pains, because birth pains do not signal the end. They signal that something new is about to be born. But before new life emerges, there is pain. The story deepens in the book of Revelation, where seals are opened, one trumpets echo across heaven, and judgments unfold like relentless waves. Humanity begins to fear, not just natural disasters or war, but the realization that the systems we trust are fragile. People begin to fear that governments cannot maintain order. Technology cannot solve every crisis. Wealth cannot purchase peace, and power cannot silence truth. Yet, in the midst of fear, there are those who wait with hope. The oppressed wait for justice. The grieving wait for reunion. The sick wait for healing. And the weary wait for restoration. They are not longing for destruction. They are longing for renewal. In the book of Daniel, a vision describes one like a son of man coming with the clouds of heaven, receiving everlasting dominion and authority. And in the book of Acts, angels tell the disciples that Jesus will return in the same way they saw him ascend into heaven, not secretly, not invisibly, but openly, visibly, undeniably. And when that moment comes, humanity's reaction will divide in two. For some, It'll be overwhelming joy, because injustice will not last forever. Evil will not win in the end. Silent sacrifices will finally matter, and faithfulness in the unseen will be rewarded. But for others, it will be fear. Fear that hidden actions will be revealed. Unrepented choices cannot be undone. Opportunities to love were wasted, and time has run out. Light brings warmth, but light also exposes. And the second coming becomes a paradox. The same event becomes hope for some and terror for others. The same day becomes liberation for some and confrontation for others. Like the parable of the 10 virgins, some brought oil for their lamps, while others did not. And when the bridegroom arrived unexpectedly at midnight, only those prepared entered the celebration. The lesson was never about perfection. It was about readiness. Not readiness through knowing the date, because Jesus clearly said, "No one knows the day or the hour," but readiness through how we live, living as if justice is real, love truly matters, and every choice carries eternal weight. When that day arrives, it may not look like dramatic movies portray. The earth may not split open in cinematic fashion, but something far more profound will happen as humanity is confronted. What did you live for? Whom did you live for? Whom did you love? What did you build that will last beyond you? The second coming is not merely the end of history. It is the unveiling of truth, the moment when the forgotten are remembered, the wounded are healed, unfinished stories find justice, and every hidden thing comes into the light. And when the heavens open, some will tremble, some will rejoice, but all will understand that history was never random and was moving toward fulfillment. And so perhaps the real question is not when he will return, but what condition our hearts will be in when he does. Because prophecy is not meant to create panic, but to awaken us. The warnings of Matthew 24, the visions of Revelation, the promise in Acts, and the prophecy in Daniel are not only about global events, but about the human heart. Maybe tonight, instead of fearing that day, we can pause and pray, not a complicated prayer or a rehearsed prayer, but something real. Lord, if you are coming again, prepare my heart. If justice is real, teach me to live justly. If love must not grow cold, ignite it within me. If there is still time, help me use it wisely. True preparation is not about predicting the future. It is about aligning the heart with truth. The world may continue to shake. Headlines may continue to alarm us. Systems may continue to fail. But a heart anchored in hope does not collapse when circumstances do. And that may be the deeper purpose of prophecy. Not fear, but awakening. Not chaos, but clarity. Not despair, but direction. If this message stirred something inside you, curiosity, reflection, conviction, then stay with us. Because there are prophecies many people have forgotten, warnings hidden in plain sight, and connections across Scripture that most never explore. In the next videos, we will uncover deeper mysteries, symbols, patterns, and prophetic threads that may already be unfolding in ways we barely recognize. If you want to continue exploring these powerful truths, subscribe to this channel and join a growing community seeking understanding with faith and discernment. And before you leave comment, the number 7 inches below, because throughout Scripture, 7 represents completion and fulfillment. A reminder that history is not random and every story moves toward its appointed end. If you comment 7, it means you are not just curious about the future. You are choosing to prepare for it. The day may come suddenly and the sky may open without warning, but until that moment, we choose to watch. We choose to grow, and we choose to keep the flame alive. And when that day finally arrives, may we not be among those who tremble in fear, but among those who recognize the sound of hope returning.